Hello Muses, my name is Melissa and welcome to my YouTube channel, Melissa's Muse. Today I thought I would do the AuthorTube 3.0. I'm pretty new to AuthorTube. I've only made one video other than this one, and I just found it not too long ago. It's just been weeks or maybe a month ago that I found it, and I'm so happy. It's so cool. So I came across first I came across the original AuthorTube and by a girl named Jenna Streely, and I will link her channel below. But apparently now there's AuthorTube 3.0 Newbie, AuthorTube Newbie 3.0. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be answering these questions. For those of you that don't know, I am a fantasy sci-fi writer. I've written and published 3 full-length novels and 1 prequel novella in the Sword of Rhiannon epic fantasy series. I have 1 more book to go in that series before it's finished. However, earlier this year I took all of the books down. The novella is still available on my website for free, melissaebeckwith.com, and I'll put a link to that below. But I'm rewriting all of the books, all 4 of the books. The novella, it's called The Flight of the Raven, and I am rewriting that completely. I'm turning it into full-length novel. It's still going to be free. I'm going to give it away for free on my website. It probably won't be as long as the other books in the series because it is just a prequel, and the other books in the series are long because they're epic fantasies. But I'm completely rewriting those 3 other books in the series. The first 2 books I am combining into one, because I wrote it all at the same time. It was meant to be 1 book, but I thought, because at the time when I wrote it, I was going to try to get into traditional publishing. After I did research, I just thought I don't want to deal with that, so I'm just going I'm going indie, and I love it. I love being an independent author. The research I was doing in the beginning, way back when, I read that it was hard for a new author to get a really long book published. So I cut it in half. But now that I'm doing complete rewrite, I'm adding characters, I'm adding another storyline, I'm putting both of these books together. So book 1 and book 2 are just going to be book 1. Book 3 is going to be book 2. I'm also adding more to that. And then book 3 will be the last book in the series. I'm probably about a quarter of the way done with that one already, but I haven't touched it in a long time. So right now I'm just working on The Flight of the Raven, doing a rewrite on that prequel that is a novella, but it's going to be a full-length novel when I'm done with it. And that brings me to here. AuthorTube Newbie Challenge 3.0. So I'm going to be answering these questions now. First question is 1. What is the weirdest story you've ever written? That's called Ashes Under the Sun, and it's something that I wrote years ago. I was in a weird place, and it's up on my Patreon. I write a free short story or a collection of poetry every month, and I give it away to my Patreon supporters, and that story is up on Patreon now. It's completely different than anything I've ever written. It's about 3 siblings who they're grown and they've lost kind of track of each other. They don't really like each other, but they're forced to come together to spread their parents' ashes. It's a heavy story. It's even though it's a short story, there's a lot of human emotion in there. It's very heavy, and it's just I've never written anything like it since or before that. But that's the weirdest thing I've ever written. Number 2, when did you realize you wanted to be a writer? I was very, very early. I was like 3 or 4. I didn't even know how to read or write at that time. I'm the oldest of 4 siblings. My younger brother is 2.5 years younger than me, so my mom was busy raising my little brother, and I was left on my own a lot, and that was fine because I'm a total introvert and I just love being with my stories, reading or writing. I love it. So I made these characters up, I made these worlds up, and I drew these picture books because I didn't know how to read or write at that young, and that I wrote all kinds of picture books. It was crazy, but that was the start of my writing career. Very young. What are you currently working on? That's epic fantasy. Since this one won't be very long, this will be a high fantasy novel. It's called The Flight of the Raven, in the Sword of Rhiannon epic fantasy series. It's a prequel, and I wrote a little thing here. I'm so bad at this, you think I'd be better, but I've been out of. I really need to get back into writing. I've been out of it for months and months and months, and I really need to get back at it. But I wrote this little description real quick. I know it's crap, but it gets the point across, I guess. Okay, Raven wants to see the world outside of her safe elven village deep within the Alba forest. But when she and a young dryad named Tassie get sold into slavery, their only hope is a mysterious young man from the east. I know it's not very descriptive, but there it is. That's what I'm working on now. Number 4, any exciting videos coming out? While I was perusing AuthorTube today, I did find the Fantasy Writer Confession tag, and I'll be making a video for that later on. I'm really new to YouTube. I'm really new to all of this stuff, so I'm finding AuthorTube, other authors, and I'm finding these tags. So that's exciting for me, and I'll be making more of these AuthorTube videos. If you've seen any of my other videos lately, they've almost all been homesteading, gardening videos, because we just moved 3 weeks ago onto a house with a little bit of land, and we are building a homestead. So I've been all about gardening, building garden beds, planting, getting baby chickies and baby duckies. I got a shipment of goslings in today, well, two goslings and some more baby ducks. So that's fun. But those are the videos I'm working on. I'll also be making videos about my health challenges. My health that I'm challenging myself to get better. Kind of diet, exercise, kind of thing, nutrition, healthy eating, healthy living type of thing. I don't know if it's very exciting, but I'll be making videos about that too, following my health journey. Number 5, if you could live in any time period and be a writer, what time period would you live in and why? I would live in the future. The past probably is not too friendly to women folk like me. It's getting not friendly in the US right now for women folk. So I'd live in the future. Like 2, 3, 500 years in the future. Hopefully we've figured out this climate change thing and haven't killed each other. Hopefully there are still humans left on the earth, but that's I would live in the future, and I would be a writer. Number 6, what is your favorite genre? Of course, fantasy. I love fantasy. The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit are my all-time favorite movies ever. I also love sci-fi. I love dystopian stuff, but my absolute favorite is fantasy. Love it, love it, love it. Number 7, how would you describe your writing style? I tend to be wordy. I love world building. I love description writing. I love writing how things look, feel, taste. I love writing description. So that probably goes into number 8. What are some of your strengths slash weaknesses? My weaknesses are that I use too many words. Like, I can be wordy, and I know that, and so I have to really heavily edit myself. Some of my other weaknesses are that I have no consistency. Like, I can write for hours and hours and hours, for weeks, for a month straight, and then then it's gone and I won't write for months. So I need to be more consistent. I need a routine, a daily routine. That also, self-confidence. I struggle horribly with self-confidence. Those are my weaknesses, my strengths. I guess that's my strength too, is that I love to world build. I love to create new creatures, new worlds. I love writing about military structures in these worlds. I love writing about religious structures in these worlds, making up their mythology and all that stuff that goes with writing fantasy. And I think those are my strengths. Okay, number 9. What's something I would never guess about you? Okay, this is a strange one, and nobody, unless you know me personally, nobody would ever guess that I was born and raised in a Christian fundamentalist cult. So, yeah, there's that. Weird. I'll probably talk about it in future videos, and how that shaped my worldview and how I escaped, and the healing from the trauma, all that fun stuff. But I'll talk about that later, but you would never guess. Yeah. Number 10, do you have superstitions in general or about writing? I don't really know how to answer that. I guess it kind of goes along with the last question. After I left the cult, I left Christianity behind totally, and I became a pagan. My belief system is completely different, and I wouldn't really say I'm superstitious or I believe in superstitions. I really don't even know how to answer that. That's a weird one. Number 11. Who are your favorite AuthorTubers? Okay, well, I'm brand new to AuthorTube. I follow a couple. I found several more today that I started following, but the 3 that I've been following for the last couple of months is Laura Writes. I love her. I love you, Laura. The Courtney Project, she is really informative, and author Kayla King. I'll put links to all their channels below. Those are the 3 that I have been following. To number 12, do you have any rituals that get you into the writing mood? I do. The last, it's been 5 years now. I do meditate daily, sometimes more than once. So I do meditate, and that kind of gets me in the mood. Other times, if I'm working on a plot, something in the plot that I need to fix, or thinking about developing a certain character further, I'll do like mindless work, or I'll do exercise that I don't have to think about, that I can then be thinking about in my head. As far as any rituals, things have been so up in the air. Even before we moved, we've only been in this house 3 weeks. We haven't even unpacked a lot of our stuff. My office is still completely packed. My desk isn't even together. And before that, we had sold our house in January, and we moved into our camper and lived in our camper for 4 months. So whatever rituals or writing things to help me get into writing were completely thrown off since last winter. But I'm going to get back to it. 13. Do you have any trackers or logs that keep track of your projects, and what stage are they in? I don't, and I should. I usually been using sticky notes or just like notebooks. I need something though, so if any of you guys have any suggestions, please drop in the comments below. I'm looking forward to getting to know authors on AuthorTube, and I need help. So if you have any help with that, put it below. Contact me, tag me, whatever. I'm still learning how to do YouTube. I'm not very good with social media, you guys. Technology is not my thing. I'm a Gen Xer, and I know that's not an excuse, but I don't. God, technology. We're not good friends. 14. If we lived in a dystopian world, would you convert your writing as ordered, or risk it all and use your writing to rebel? Oh, I would rebel. I am a rebel. I am a social justice warrior. After I left said cult, I found my voice, and I was able to have an opinion. And yeah, the first protest I went to was for Planned Parenthood in Louisville, Kentucky, and I had a blast. I have found out that I am quite the rebel, and yeah, so I would totally use my writing and scathing words. 15. Do you have go-to drinks or snacks when writing? I drink a lot of water. I don't drink soda or anything like that. I drink a lot of water. I love herbal tea. If I can get it, good iced tea, but I don't drink it that often. But I am from Southern California originally, so I don't do sweet tea, and it seems here in Southern Indiana that's all people drink. So when we do what, I have to specify unsweet tea, but it's usually just water and herbal tea. Love herbal tea. Okay, snacks. I like apples. Love pineapple, but you can't really eat pineapple and write. Love pretzels. 16. Music or ambiance sounds while writing, or silence. I cannot, when I'm writing new material, I cannot listen to music with words. I know that's weird, or maybe it's not. Maybe that's everybody. When I'm editing, yeah, I blast my hard rock. I love Five Finger Death Punch. I love Metallica. I love Disturbed. So when I'm editing, I've got that hard rock blasting. But when I'm writing new material, I found this website several years ago called Tabletop Audio, and they have all kinds of ambiance music sounds. Like they are great. I mean, they have hundreds, but maybe more, maybe thousands. But I use that, and I can change it depending on what scene I'm working on. Yeah, go check it out. It's called tabletopaudio.com, I guess. And it's free, and I just put that on my speakers, and I use that to write. It's great. 17. If one of your works was chosen for big screen, what would you want it to be like? Oh, that is all of our dreams, right? That's why we write. The Lord of the Rings. I love those movies. I love all of them. The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, all of them. That's what I would want it to be like. I also like Witcher, The Witcher, what they're, I guess that's on Amazon, right? Prime. I love what they're doing with that. And of course, Game of Thrones, without the sex. Like, my books don't have sex in them, so. But yes, That's what it would be, like Lord of the Rings. 18. Inserting current real-world religions, media, history into fantasy worlds. Yay or nay? Well, I write high fantasy, epic fantasy, so nothing. I don't have any real-world religions, but the sort of Rhiannon series that I'm working on is a portal fantasy. So my main character does come from this world, and then she's transported into this fantasy world. So there is some mentions of her upbringing, and it kind of ties into sort of some characters in there. So yeah, I would. I don't know. I guess my background, as I've already answered that question earlier about something you wouldn't know about me, heavily influences how I write about religion and how I write about women and their independence and their voice. So I guess that's a long-winded answer. Sorry about that. Okay. Number 19. How many unused journals do you own? I use my journals. I use them all up. I don't think I have any unused. I mean, this is a new one. I just got it last week, and I haven't been using it that much. I'm only on page 3. But I use my journal. I use them all. Use them up, and then I have to go get some more. Number 20. Have you ever taken story requests from friends or family? Did it go well, or shall it never see the light of day? My friends and family don't really care that much about my writing. My husband is not a reader anyway. He doesn't read books. He doesn't read novels. So he's never read anything that I've written. And my friends and family really don't care if I write. So no, I haven't taken any requests. Number 21. Do you have any works you found later that you don't remember writing? Yes, mostly poetry. A couple of short stories, maybe when I was in college. But after I started reading it again, I'm like, oh yeah. And sometimes I'm like, ooh, and sometimes I'm like, ooh. But it's mostly poetry that I've forgotten that I have written. Okay, guess that's it. Number 21. Okay. This has been a long video. Thank you so much, you guys, for sitting through all of those. This is AuthorTube Newbie 3.0 challenge. Okay, so you guys, I am looking for writing buddies. I am looking for accountability buddies. I really need some accountability buddies. We can get together online and do writing sprints or whatever they're called. I need help, and I will gladly help others. So leave your information below or contact me. I look forward to getting to know you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I love these AuthorTube challenges. They are so much fun, and I'll be doing them more in the future. Thank you, muses, for hanging out with me. I'll see you later. Bye.